So hi, welcome back to Mountain Boys. Today I'm doing something a little different on the channel, but this is something that I've been doing for many years and kind of thinking about it and refining it, and that's my everyday carry system. So I'm going to go ahead and give a 2021 update to my everyday carry, and let's go ahead and get started. And thinking about the best way to organize this is probably just from head to toe. So, nope, move my caffeine out of frame here. Go ahead and get started. First item, a hat. Pretty much every day, with the exception of all the time I spent working on the flight line, always wearing a hat. So, depending on the season, depending on the weather, these are the three you'll usually find me in. So, okay, moving on from there. Next on the list, working down, and this has been the probably a somewhat recent change, definitely a change last year to my EDC, and that's in sunglasses. So, for many years, this was my daily driver pair. This is a pair of Native Vigor sunglasses with the interchangeable lenses. Well, Native discontinued this version of the Vigor sunglass, so I went ahead and this past year I've now switched over to the Native Kodiaks. They still have interchangeable lenses. They fit a little bit tighter on the face. They're not kind of like the, open frame, kind of more shield design of these. But, I still have these. And when you find something you absolutely use and love, don't just get one pair, because they'll be discontinued, you'll lose them, you'll break them. Get yourself three. That's something that you really use and you really like, and works really well for you. Don't have just one. That's all I'm going to say about that. So working our way down. Now, 2020, now into 2021, next item would be a mask. Whether, depending on the circumstance, typically it's just going to be, 2 or 3 layer sewn cloth mask. It could be a disposable mask, or it could be an N95, or it could be an N95 doubled over with one of these. But most typically, now, every day, I've got a mask. Now going down, and some people, I don't know if they'd consider this a part of their EDC or not, but I certainly do, and that is a sturdy leather belt. I made this one a few years ago. I scavenged the buckle off of an old belt. I went to the local saddle maker, got some tough strap leather, and went ahead and stitched this up myself and made myself a very, very sturdy leather belt, which holds, among other things, my multi-tool, which is the original Leatherman Pst. I've had this since I was about 15 years old, and it's been probably the single longest piece of my everyday carry that I've had, and continues to do well. The case is almost toast now after so many years, but it's still hanging in there, and until it goes, or until I break this, I really see no reason to upgrade. The one downside of this now is I learned, don't try to do fencing work with your wire cutters there. I pretty much wrecked the wire cutters on here trying to cut fence wire and barbed wire, so it's not for that. Right tool for the right job, but I needed it in a pinch one time or 2 times or 10 times, and I've kind of wrecked the wire cutters on it now, but everything else works fine on it. So, Leatherman. Now, on the belt, specifically inside the waistband, is my G43. And here on the G43, I've got a set of True Glow night sights. They're kind of the hybrid sight that have a little fiber optic in there in addition to the tritium. They work fine. I've got MEPS on my G19, and I keep thinking maybe one of these years, well, maybe when this pair goes dim finally, I'll probably replace them with a set of MEPS. So I've got it in a CYA inside the waistband holster. I did go ahead and order the larger belt clip from CYA, just so it fits a little bit better on the belt. And I've got some Talon tape on here for grip material, the rubberized Talon tape, and I'm rocking some Terran Tactical +1 and +2 base plates on here. And for my load, I've got SIG, what is this, 124 grain +P hollow points. So happy with this round. It performs well, functions properly. I don't think I've had any hiccups with it yet. So that's what I'm carrying, and I'll make a note about that too, as I included this on my everyday carry. But the fact of the matter is, my job, I can't carry at work. So really, Monday through Friday, business hours, you know, obviously I don't have this. And depending on the season and what I might be doing, and this is kind of how my EDC has evolved over the years, this was my first concealed carry. And that is a Ruger SP-101 in a Galco Fletch. And I'm keeping my fingers obviously away from the triggers there, because these are coming out of the safe or off my belt, and they're hot. So 357 mag with Hornady 125 grain XTPs, I think, right there. And that's in a quick strip. I prefer these to a speed loader or to the other quick strip style, which looks more like a speed loader, just because these carry flatter and they're a lot easier to put in your pocket, and you don't have loose rounds. You might not be quite as quick on your reload with these, but then again, you know, they just carry a lot better, so comfort is king. Don't carry the SP-101 too much anymore, especially since I got the G43 there, but occasionally I do, and obviously it's an outside the waistband holster there, so you know I have to be dressed appropriately so I don't print with that one. But we'll go ahead and take that off the table, and now we'll start to get into what I'm carrying in my pockets. And I think the best place to start there is my little pocket knife. And this is from Spyderco's Value line, the Bird line. So this is a Bird Meadowlark 2. I've got this one coated with Brownell's Alumahide 2 in Coyote. And it's held up pretty well, the finish on that. So I did that probably 2.5 years ago now. And you can see where it gets the most wear is right there on the pocket clip there. But great little knife, not too expensive, highly recommended. Next is probably, I have 2 or 3 things here that I use the most, and this is definitely one of them. This is my little Streamlight Micro Stream flashlight. This goes in my left front pocket, clip to the pocket there. Great little light. You know, it's not super bright. It doesn't have a ton of modes. It's just on-off. But I'll tell you, you start carrying a little flashlight, and you'll be amazed how many times you'll reach for this throughout the day once you start carrying one. I mean, I could go for something a little bigger, maybe. You know, one of the other options I have that I do carry occasionally is this one, the Streamlight Protac, that has 2 AAAs in it. This one does have your different modes, you know, high-low. Yep, high-low strobe. But really, this guy's too big, you know. Something you need day in, day out, every day, simple and reliable. While this is good, and it's simple and reliable, and I got these at the same time, actually I got this one later because these are also easy to misplace. And I think I've donated one or two of these to the woods over the years. So just for the amount of use and wear, this Streamlight is a few years older than this Streamlight. But this one pretty much stays in a pack and doesn't come out to the pockets very often. So it's not going to stay on the table. Next, we're coming up to another change I've made in the past year to my EDC. For a long time, I was carrying this little 3-blade buck folding knife here, and while it's really good, it's small, it's light, and it has various blades for various uses, and it's really sharp. Well, the truth of the matter is, it's stayed sharp for a reason, and that's because it's been nothing but a lint collector in my pocket. I trying to remember the times in the past year that I actually chose this knife over this knife, and I really couldn't. So, unfortunately, I have to say, for 2021, this great little buck knife here, and this is, you know, you can tell because of the chromed on here. This is one of the made in China bucks, or made in Taiwan or something, non-US buck produced, but it still works great. Anyway, grandpa style pocket knife, unfortunately, is not going to stay in the EDC system this year, and it's going to be replaced with Nut and Fancy's favorite, the one he raves about, and I've gotten a couple of these. I've given these away as gifts in the past too, is the Sheffield folding utility knife. This thing is light, it's sturdy enough for what it is, and it's going to go in my pocket as opposed to this guy. It's a little bit bulkier, and we'll see if it takes some wear and tear off my metal arc there, but that is what is going to replace this little buck. So next, and this is kind of a funny one. I'm not a smoker, but I do always carry a lighter on me. I'm out and about in the woods a lot. If you need to make a warming fire, having a little Bic lighter, just quick, easy, good way to do it. But in addition to that, and the reason why I carry it more, is because I wrap it in tape. And this is not my idea. This idea in part comes from what was his name, Jeff Thompson, who I used to work with back in the day. I think he's over at the Idaho Avalanche Center now. But he would always suggest carrying a nice Bic lighter wrapped in duct tape and having that in your backcountry pack. And I heard him say that, you know, many years ago, and I'm like, well, I'll start trying that. And I prefer the smaller of the Bic lighters just because they're the perfect size. I'll do some comparison here for tape, whatever your tape preference is. A lot of times I was carrying duct tape on that, but about 2 years ago I switched over to gaff tape because it doesn't leave that sticky residue that, you know, duct tape will leave on things. And, you know, it'll stick where you want it to stick by and large. I think the adhesion is fine. It's not as reflective, so it's got a little bit more of a matte finish to it, and that's where we're at. So that's really why I'm carrying this lighter. I mean, main reason is just to have a place to have a little bit of tape on me. I use this a lot. And the other reason is if I'm cutting any P-cord or anything like that and I need to, you know, tidy up the ends and everything, I have a little lighter. So moving around to the back pockets, bandana. So I've always got a bandana on me. Whether you need, you know, a Kleenex, sun's beating down on your neck, it's a little bit cold, you don't have a scarf, you know, so many uses for just a simple bandana. Well, in this day and age too, I mean, if you forget your mask one day, I mean, you have something there. So many good uses for a bandana. I don't think I need to go into that a whole lot, but I've always got one in my back pocket. Now, next is just my simple bifold wallet, and, you know, okay, what's so special about that? Well, the idea is to always have a little bit of cash on your person. You know, you're driving through BFE, North Dakota, and the only fuel you can find is at a farm co-op station that doesn't have a card reader, and you're really low on fuel. Well, you've got a little bit of cash to get you further down the road. I mean, that's just one example, but the big thing is, you know, have your IDs, have your cards, and then always carry a little bit of cash. So, and stick that over there. And next part of my everyday carry now, and this gets worn day in, day out, is my Citizen Eco Drive Field Watch. Solar powered. I don't have to worry about changing out batteries. It's not prohibitively expensive, so when and if I ever you know, smash the crystal on this thing, you know, it won't break the bank to get another one. But this has been very, very solid and awesome watch, and nice and simple, high contrast with the hands and the numbers on there. I like that. Glows well in the dark, and yeah, good watch. And another thing, for the past, you know, 20 plus years, all my watches have been on a Chums band of different varieties. I mean, they do get, you know, they're Velcro, so they catch this little tag end here. Can't really see that. They catch this little bit of tag end, and, you know, get a little bit of junk in them, and your shirts will start to get a little, you know, you can see what it's kind of doing to my shirt there. But watch. So that's my EDC system going forward into 2021. I mean, things I will have on me day in, day out, every day, with obviously the exception of the sidearm here, because like I explained, like work, I can't carry that at work. So maybe we'll take this off the table here and arrange things a little bit more. So this is what I've got, and if I had to pick the most useful thing on the table, it's kind of tough, because I use these things day in and day out, and I think it's kind of neat thinking about it too. You know, like taking a hard look at, you know, what you've got on your person. Oh, and I forgot one actually, which is cell phone. Enough said. But yeah, I like thinking about the systems. It's kind of a ritual in the morning, you know, making sure you've got everything. You know, sometimes these things like to walk away on me, and I misplace them a lot, which is another reason for me personally to have a few pair, because I'll take these off, set them down, and then I won't find them. But everything else is nice, because this is pretty much contained, you know, on my jeans, you know, on the belt and in the pockets. So it's, you know, you take your pants off at night and throw the sidearm in the safe, and then everything else is in the pants. You throw those pants on the floor, you get a new pair of pants in the morning, and you just quick transfer from one to the other, and you've got everything. And so yeah, there's kind of a ritual factor to it, and just you know, being prepared for what you might meet during the day, and just a few basic items to make your day-to-day a little bit easier. That goes a lot. That goes a long way. So I'm back again because there was one or two extras that I wanted to throw in here, kind of some honorable mentions. Things that I may not always have in a pocket. Sometimes I do, but things that I'll definitely always have with me, kind of day in and day out. And that is some type of notepad, a little field book, a little memo book, whether it be these that, you know, I got as a present just recently, or a little Write in the Rain memo book, anything like that. I use the heck out of these things at home and at work, so they're great. And you know, any given time during the year, I'm pretty much always wearing a some type of button-up shirt, so I always have a shirt pocket. And more often than not, you know, I've got a pen in either the shirt pocket or the pants pocket too. So I would have to throw in here as the honorable mention would be my little notebook and a writing utensil, and maybe my tried and true caffeine dispenser, which has been the thermos commuter and thermos. So it's great. It's a little flip top. It's not gonna keep stuff warm and hot for 24 hours, you know, but that's not its purpose for me. Its purpose for me is to refill my chosen caffeine container throughout the morning. And so I'm going to throw in these couple little things as kind of the postscript honorable mentions here, which would be my thermos commuter, as well as the notebook and the writing utensil. So anyhow, like I said, Mountain Boys 2021 EDC update. I'll see you next time.